My name is Kirsten Davenport, and I'm the sous chef at the Institute of Culinary Education in the Special Events Department.
Today we worked on our dishes that we were going to serve for the menu that we planned to do.
We had a really amazing day, actually. Both groups of students did an excellent job of getting their plates up on time, creating beautiful dishes. Their entrees, the red snapper with the ratatouille. Fish came out beautifully with a nice crispy skin. The catfish with some sauteed greens and mashed potatoes was absolutely beautiful. And they also accomplished more dishes than they even needed to produce.
My favorite dish probably had to be the catfish because I learned some new techniques in terms of how to cut and fillet the catfish, which I've never done before, and that was definitely eye-opening and it was really fun for me.
I worked on the brown sugar bourbon ice cream, and it was probably my favorite because it was the first time I actually made ice cream.
The most difficult part of the day probably had to be when it came down to the wire in that last hour to half hour, when we were plating everything and trying to get every last detail down to the best and timing everything.
The most stressful part would probably be maybe the last couple of minutes because they kept counting down and it got more stressful as you went along. So it didn't add to the stress factor that everybody already had.
Today I can be a better leader with time management and making sure all of the dishes are baked at the proper time and given enough time to plate and be hot at the same time.
One thing that would make me a better leader that I learned today probably would have been putting my voice out and asking if anybody needs help. If I finished early on something, I would ask if they need anything. I'd put out there that I'd be willing to do anything. And maybe having something every hour to do, that would probably be the best thing that I learned today.
One thing that I think that the students are going to take away from this whole experience is a better understanding of what a professional kitchen is really like, to see their knife skills and their cleanliness and their organization improve day after day after day. They're going to go home with a really great new skill set.